And here we have a game between Robert and Baptiste. Robert takes black and plays this move, which is not considered Joseki. Somehow in the professional games always you see this push, then Hane in the corner, Atari, and very often a connect, and this is the Joseki. However, in fact, it's also fine to play this move. AI almost always criticizes this move, criticizes it a little bit, but just a little bit. So yeah, you can play like this, and then go to the corner. Actually, why would this not be alright for black? Normal shapes, right? Then black continues, and white played a pincer, which surprised me a little bit because it seems that black is already rather safe in the corner thanks to this move. So now black can freely continue the attack on white's corner, and white cannot harm black much. Though there is this potential call. There is the potential call, and even even this way white can hope to take away black's eyes. So maybe black needs to go down. Maybe this is the case. Alright. But anyway, we don't need to be too scared. The group still has a way out. So for now the group is not too weak, but black was a bit concerned and followed on the bottom and then connected underneath. And if you think about it, it doesn't look bad for black, because it's like if white played these moves first and then black played here, or black played there and then players made this exchange, which is not necessarily bad for black. So it's alright. However, in fact, also because the group has that base in the corner, the attachment underneath looks a bit too slow. Black doesn't need to connect these two groups because both of them are rather strong, and it makes more sense to go out and attack the stone of white. Also, potentially, if we encircle the group of white, then that group is also not completely alive yet. So it makes sense to go out. But if we play like in the game, then later white has a continuation. Here, which is also a bit annoying. Now white plays there. Okay, pincer makes sense. If we don't pincer, then white goes here. And our stones become a bit useless. Like this, they can be still quite fit. Atari is a bit unexpected. I thought that black is going to play here. Was black afraid of a hand of white? I think it's not too much of a concern, because black can simply run out. Well, and for sure we cannot hope that white connects. This would be the worst shape in the world. So maybe this move is a bit too early, but in fact black's shape is fine. Black lives, but white enclosed black, so white is also not disappointed. And I believe it's time to play on the top, but black finishes in gote, and this is not needed. White doesn't have any clean attack on black's group. For sure, even if things go very bad, black has an option to start a call. But also black has options to go out. And this, together with the option to start the call, means that black is almost immortal here, because these moves going out will make very good threats if it's needed. Okay, black connected, and then white made the wall bigger, and black connected, but again not needed. Again, black plays a bit too slow. If we play on the top, white can capture, but there is no continuation. Even if white cuts, black can connect, and at best white gets this move in center, but black is not afraid of that. This move is not interesting. So yeah, this stone of black creates a weak point in white's shape, but this weak point is also not something which white is concerned with, because white can even very easily give away give away the 2 stones. For now, white creates even more strength. Black again answers. Maybe now it was needed, yes. And white attacks. So this makes sense. Black goes out. Yes. This is not necessarily the correct direction of play because it's a move from a strong wall. Maybe better to push. Maybe white is a bit afraid that there is a weak point in that wall, but maybe it's even better to play a move now and not immediately. On the other hand, we might hope to create a big territory, but it's difficult to create territory in the center because so easy to enter it, always very easy to enter. Why did white not play it? Was white afraid of a cut? Probably not. Probably white was rather afraid of a pincer. The cut is not working, so this is something which you should know. A very important sequence. You will have such situations often in your game. If white cuts, white is able to push black towards the side and then play a tiger's mouth, and this for sure doesn't go out. Black also doesn't have enough liberties for now, so the only option for black is to jump out, but then white can play here, play Atari, and now where is the Tesuji? So I believe that many players would miss the Tesuji currently because it's a very unintuitive move, but you need to know it just to make sure that in such situation your opponent does not cut you. This cut maybe looks crazy, and even if white plays simple moves, it's not necessarily good for black, but in fact, oh no, if black captures so much, it's maybe good for black. So what to do, how to make sure that black doesn't live with the cutting stones? The Tesuji is the empty triangle. Now black cannot jump because black dies very, very simply, and if black extends, white jumps. Now if black pushes, white plays a throw-in, Atari, and captures all black stones, and if black jumps, then white does not throw in, but just pushes in and plays Atari, and black dies in an Oyotoshi. So this is an amazing variation for white, which makes sure white is safe. So we don't need to be afraid of the cut, but we can still be afraid of a pincer, which puts white in a very cramped shape, maybe even difficult to make clean life. So it's not worth it to play this extension, but then it was not worth it to play this move from the first place. It was better to push. In the game, white plays a beautiful move on the top side, and then black cuts. Interesting, this cut. White also had an option to play like this, I believe, but somehow white chose differently. Then white's territory shrinks a little bit, but in fact white gets some points there, so also not really bad for white. And now black started an attack. Interesting. Got these moves in center, and then the attack. It's a bit painful to play this connection because otherwise we also have other options. Is this an option? Maybe this is a bit crazy because it's only a ko, and it's even not really a direct ko. Alright, but at least we have that option, right? So we can skip it for now. But black has a clean plan. Black wants to hit the weak point in white's shape, and if it worked, it would be quite a good thing to do, but unfortunately it didn't really work. Because now white didn't need to go back like a coward, but instead white played a counter attack. And now connect, and now if black plays here, white goes there, and black is shorter by 1 liberty. Black has 1 liberty less. So this was a very unexpected counter attack of white. And I'm afraid that black didn't have any way to change anything in this variation, which means that the attack simply didn't work. Yeah, this counter attack worked very, very well. And if so, also black shouldn't prepare for this attack, because otherwise black might be very easily more interested in choosing such a variation. And now if white plays here, black plays there, and if white plays here, black can play Atari, and it's already better than the game. Later there is a weakness, but we already know that it doesn't work very great. So this attack was countered by white very, very well. And black tries to... with this move actually black makes life, I see. This group is now alive. So black made life, but white pushes out. But then this move was not needed. Oh no! Unless I missed something. I see, okay. So what I missed is that white can play here and then there. This is the correct order of moves, and then here. And white saves the 7 stones. So could white do it immediately? Maybe immediately it was not possible. Good reading by both players here. Immediately it was not possible. But yeah, afterwards it was needed for black to add a move. But then even though black captures a group of white captures a group which is certainly not smaller. This wall for that group also quite some territory and a strength. So I believe that all in all this exchange is profitable for white. White might have considered even more active moves, but yeah, why leave weaknesses if this just kills? And white seems to feel confident now in the game. Black needed to add a move, and white also adds a stone, consolidating a big territory. This surprised me a bit because it is Gote for white. So it seems it should be better to play like this and that. This is center for white. And then, I don't know, here or there. But alright. Also makes sense. Black invades. And white just gave it to black. So it's usually not good to give. Usually this move is good, but also it is because usually white can put some pressure on the 2 stones of black. Now it's not possible because these are alive, too strong. But then maybe still it's better to play the empty triangle and let black live, but live on a small scale. And still we have an entrance into black's area, so it makes sense. Usually it's not very appealing to play like this because black gets a lot of alternative options, but now there is anyway not much alternative on this board, so maybe black would go for that small life. In the game white gives away a few points. Black takes maybe the last big move on the board. Here an interesting variation. Very interesting, but fine. White lived, black also gained something. Black plays here, and now is the crucial moment of the game. So white was actually doing well all the game, and now white can just block, and white did not do it. White instead decided to cut. This was not needed, and this is why white lost the game. So before we make such a decision, this is a strategic decision, so we certainly need to count points. And if now we are in Biomi and we have a problem to count points now, then well, we should have counted points before to have some understanding of who has more. And if we did it, then it would be very clear that it's enough for white to play here. Maybe white can even count D1 as his center, because yeah, there is a big continuation. Of course, black also has here a nice move, but alright, let's just think it's half-half. And now let's count points. This is 40. Okay, there are 6, 7, 8 stones of white and 6 stones of black, so with this it's 40, 45. 55, 65, at least 65, we don't count points here. 65, 75, 85, 93 plus Komi 100 points. White has 100 points for sure, and black has 30. There are 3 stones of white, 4 stones of black, so with this it's 30, 40, 56, 56, 67, here 77, 83, 85, 85, 85 is black's territory, white's is 100. So white has 15 points advantage. Alright, black has a move, and black can play VZ in center, and the move is worth something, so maybe black will play here, or maybe black will play there, but still the move will not erase the advantage of 15 sure points. So usually move is worth, if we have a move, then we have an advantage of 6.5 points, right? That's in the beginning of the game, and until late in the game, it doesn't really change. Except for fights, where move is very important. So still here, actually here a move should be worth even less, because 6.5 point advantage is if a move is worth 26 points, right? Then we have an advantage of 6.5. And at this stage of end game, probably a move is already worth 5, 6, 7, 8, maybe 15, maybe a bit more, but not 26. So yeah, so it would be 10 points, 10-point victory of white if white plays here, but after this move, there is a risk, and black found a nice combination which used all the weaknesses in white's territory, and at this moment white couldn't play this one and couldn't play that, and thought where to play and lost by time. So that's how the game finished. Congratulations to black for the resilience, persistence. Alright, thank you for watching, and we will move to the next game. And actually the next game will not be of round 4, but as in group B we have only 5 players, then in round 4 and in round 2 there were players with a bye. These were Milena and Łukasz. So I will review their games so that they also have reviewed 2 games in this season. And now we move to game between Łukasz and Milena from round 1.